Good morning, everyone. How you doing? Back again. How's it going? We're back on a Monday. Back, doing more Fallout. Gosh, I spent all weekend playing around with mods for this. I kind of went down the rabbit hole with some mods for this. Because I figured we were finally at a good point where I could install the patch fix for the DLC for Far Harbor and Nuka World. And, sorry, I'm messing with the headset while I kind of get things geared up here. And, then I just happened across some videos and whatnot that was like, oh, these are crazy mods, or these are really good mods for Fallout, and I thought, well, if I can get them to work in VR, because most mods work in VR. There are some here and there that don't work. So I've installed a whole bunch this weekend. That was my entire thing. That's one of the reasons I stayed up late last night, because after spending an entire weekend of testing mods out, I didn't actually have time to play a game for myself, and I know that sounds weird. It's like, oh, I wanted to play a game right before bed, which was a mistake. And, but I wanted to play a game. So, before I play games all week, I know, but, it's what happens. Hey, Glacier Frostclaw. You read my name as Soon Mango for a second. My girlfriend has said that to me before. Some people have jokingly called me Soon Mango. I'm also drinking a lot of water this morning. The only reason I really have Sango at the end of it is because you cannot get the singular name Moon on any platform whatsoever. You have to, because it's always already taken somehow. I want to know who's out there grabbing up the name Moon. But, I should make an alternate OC. That's a bat pony that used that name. Soon Mango. Could. I mean, the funny thing is, my OC is actually called Moon Coral, which, Sango is Japanese for coral, so when I made my pony OC, I thought, well, what can I name her? She's based off of me, she looks like me, so what can I call her? And I thought, why not just Moon Coral? So that's what her name is. Am I facing the right way? No? That way? Yeah, that's her name. Moon Coral. Sorry, there's some stuff going on in Discord. Anyway. Let's drop that window. So you have a friend that goes by Moonhoof. Everyone calls him Moon Moon. I've been called Moon Moon too. I've also had people call me Moon Moon. I also started I one time named myself Moonloaf, because it's like I was talking in this chat and everyone was like, oh, like drops in, and I went loafs in. I just went by Moonloaf for a while. And then I drew a little animated gif of Moonloaf. Posted on Twitter some time ago. Alright, are we pretty much good to go? I shouldn't waste too much time here. I think we are. So let me pop this up. I've altered the capture window a little bit. It seemed like the capture window was a bit low, or a bit high. It looked like it was focusing a bit high. I'm hoping I fixed that and maybe it focuses a bit down. Because notice when I look straight on, you capture like here and up here. And it's like, I'd rather capture like here, Alright. Let's see. Move that water out of the way. How's that? Looks like the capture window's good. Alright. Good, everything's capturing fine. Now hopefully everything works. I did have a couple issues with some of the mods, because of course 90% of the mods I've installed aren't specific for VR, but a lot of them labeled as working for VR, so should hopefully work. Okay, I gotta drop this window. Pop that like that. Just refresh that. I know there's one when I start off the game, it gets a bit, it starts to lag all of a sudden, and I'm not really sure what it is, if it's a load order I've got wrong or what, but usually restarting the game fixes it. But if we run into too many problems, oh, that was loud in my headset. Holy crap! My volume turned up. So let's see. I was browsing through some MLP mods, seeing if there were any others out there. I found out the base Fallout Equestrian mod for this updated. I don't know what the update was though. It like updated 3 or 4 times since I installed it last, and there's like no mention of what the updates are. But everything seems to work fine. I dared to update it. Right. Oh, I see what the problem is. That's why that captures like that. Hang on. Let me change this. So that's the... You don't want to see the eye, do you? Crop presets. Just do that. It means it's going to capture a bit low, but that's okay. Oh well. Back to the way it was, I guess. Move the source dock. There you go. A little bit of behind the scenes of what goes on. Like Piper now looks like a descendant of Twilight Sparkle, apparently. She did, actually, did she? I noticed the screenshots they had put at the top of like the Nexus page. And I was like, Piper looks kind of purple. And she looks kind of... I was like, I haven't seen her. I haven't looked at her since I did the update, but... And I wonder if, because I noticed Mama Murphy looks a little bit different, maybe? Some of the characters look a bit different, and I wonder if maybe they stabilized some of the looks, maybe, or something. I don't know. After when she was a pretty solid white. Well, I know one of my friends happened to jump in the stream at one point and saw Piper and was like, I got kind of a crush on her, on that white-tailed pony. He's gonna be disappointed when he finds out she's changed. At least she might have. I don't know. We'll find out. Let's see here. So let me get this microphone on. Hopefully everything's set up all right. Because of course the other PCs changed a bit. All right. So you should be able to hear me here. Good. All right. I'm gonna change the webcams. Where's my camera control? There it is. Is that my hand? It's looking like it's really over today, isn't it? Maybe it's... Has it been nudged? Do I need to, like... If I stand here, where am I on the camera? Sorry. New pants out of the wash today, so of course they're like skin tight on me, which is kind of cool. Alright, I'll get the headset on and we'll get going. So, if anything looks off, if the frame rate, capture frame rate looks bad, and I don't mention it, let me know. Because I know a couple times ago we learned that if the game crashes and I need to retoggle the capture a little bit, and it'll capture the proper frame rate again. New mods this time, so things are going to be different. Hand straps on. Okie dokie. So hopefully everything works. One of the mods I installed was the fix. I think no, I didn't mention this. I didn't do this last time. Over the weekend, I installed the fix for Far Harbor and Nuka World. So hopefully that works. Didn't have a chance to test it out because we can't go there yet. Well, we could, but we didn't get there story-wise. The third rail, yes. And I think the pony mod was already set to do that, because that's one of the reasons I was looking at it, because I thought I didn't install it. And then when I looked, I was like, wait, this is the version where I had the Nuka World and Bar Harbor and HUD framework. Okay, so you'll see part of the mod right there, and you might see a bunch of stuff happening. Alright, so we were here because we were trying to help Curie out. We did a few jobs, so we'll hang here for a little bit, but I'll show you as we go some of the mods we've got going. You might notice that the characters maybe look a little bit different. I turned off character lighting. There's a reason for it, and you'll see later.
Try Hotel Rexford.
Okay.
Stay free, sister.
You're not even drinking. Oh, there you go.
I'm a little short of caps, but I'm a good neighbor.
So, let's see. So I turned it up. It was always a bit weird anyway, but with one of the mods I installed, it changes the game. One of the reasons why they even have that, why the characters had their own lighting, was so that in the pancake version, as it's called, people call it, that it would stand, the characters would stand out from the background. Well, in VR, you don't really need that. So let's see. Now, hopefully, things don't break. Fine. Everything seems okay for now, so you might notice a couple things. You might notice something right off.
Neighbor treating you, toots.
There's leaves on that tree. There's a little bit of green grass. So one of the first mods, you can't really notice it here. One of the mods I installed was a summer overhaul. Because I was messing with some mods.
He's the mayor around here.
I was looking at one particular mod called Pilgrim, and I really wanted to install it. But apparently it worked. Like an EMB does work in virtual reality and VR version, but apparently you take a massive
Bunch of raiders came in.
hit for it, performance hit.
No shit. You should have hollered. I would have had your back.
Nah, I took care of it. Wouldn't mind a hand later, though. Gotta toss a couple of deadweights over the barricade.
What, you dry? Head over to the third rail.
It's a bit personal, I swear. So I messed around with it. One of the mods I messed with was what was it called? Commonwealth Conifers Redux. And basically what that one did was turned all the trees into conifers, and you could actually make it go more and like add more trees. And I messed with it and it worked, and it looked absolutely amazing. But it crashed a couple times, and I wasn't sure if the crash was due to the mod or maybe the beta patch, because we've known in the beta patch it crashes a couple times.
Better keep your iron
So I undid it, but so I did a summer overhaul. One popular mod is True Grass, but apparently on the official list, or unofficial list, of mods that work and don't work in VR, True Grass is one that doesn't work, so we couldn't install that mod. There were some others, but I thought, you know, the summer overhaul includes some grass, and it doesn't really break my immersion, so...
You ever tried chess? Sometimes you need to sacrifice a piece to keep the game going. Keep that in mind.
Hey, I don't mean to bitch, but aren't you supposed to be heading to Pikmin Gallery for me? Something else you need?
What's
that's where we were supposed to go.
Don't tell me we have a pair of virgin ears. You just made my day. Synths are just like you and me. Only they didn't get created the natural fun way. No, they were built by the Institute. Some of the older ones are basically just robots. But the new models, your own mother couldn't tell the difference. So that's why me and mine gotta stay extra special close to one another. Any slight change might be a clue that someone's been replaced. Anything else you need?
Looking for more work, if you got any.
Nothing right now, sorry. But check around the neighborhood. Always something going on.
Alright. I don't want to venture far because Curie is gonna be ready soon, I think, but...
Trying to stay on good behavior here. Don't make me do...
Oh, this is happening again. This was before the mods. This was happening last weekend. The mods didn't cause this. Something, I think the I don't know, no one's reported this as an issue of the beta patch, but this is an odd thing where the world doesn't seem to load. I mean, I kind of want to wait for Curie, but we've got other stuff to do with some of the other mods I've installed. There we go. Well, where is Pikmin Gallery? It's like really close to here. I don't know if I want to go there on my own. Pikmin Gallery is right there. Be a really bad idea to go on my own, I think. Alright, so is everything still... Does everything... Frame rate still look good? Okay. I didn't restart the game, so it should be fine. Right. Let's just wait for Curie. If we let enough time pass, she'll be ready. So we'll just sit here. Maybe in that time we'll see what one of the other mods kicks in. Okay, she's done. And she went in. Curie.
I must see Dr. Amari. Right away.
Alright, well, let's go. How's it going?
You're the one that wants to use G519's body? I just don't have the caps to keep her alive anymore. Life support ain't easy or cheap, you know? I was gonna pull the plug on her. What you're proposing sounds a little better. Better than letting her rot.
What do you think she would want?
Damned if I know. It's not like I even knew her before. Since G5 has no one else, for what it's worth, you have my consent.
Thank you. I know this must be difficult.
Yeah. I'll leave you to it.
Curie, let's begin. Curie, terminate all non-essential operations.
Affirmative.
All right. Connection complete. I have access to your friend's memories. G5's already been prepped, so this shouldn't take long. Yes. There.
She remoted in?
My chest... What is happening?
Just breathe. It's an autonomic function. Just let your body do what it must.
I feel... I feel so strange.
Listen to me. Can you hear me? What is your name?
My designation is Contagions Vulnerability Robotic Infirmary Engineer. Or Curie.
So she's basically full-on rarity, except for the eye. It's nice. Matches with the accent.
Is that really you, Curie? Yes. You sound so different with these ears.
Good. Very good. Now let's test some cognitive functions. What is 1 plus 2?
3.
If I threw a baseball at your head, what would you do?
Move.
Think of a strong memory. The first that comes to mind. Tell me about it.
Dr. Burrow was very old. He was the last living scientist in my section of Vault 81. He was on his bed, very weak. He said to me, "Curie, you must..." And he died before he finished the sentence. Oh, my insights feel peculiar. What is that?
Curie shouldn't have synth eyes. The same mistake Flame Rider made with the other synths. Curie shouldn't have the synth eyes. Think not? I don't know.
Is this sort of thing customary?
You might be feeling grief for a friend.
This unit has no friends, but... there. My chest is tightening when I think of poor Dr. Burrow.
The operation appears successful. But I think it will take a lot of adjustment for your new friend. She may need your help to make the transition.
Thank you, Doctor, for this opportunity. I wonder if the
Oh.
data I'm collecting will serve any purpose.
I mean, it could be part of the update, maybe. If she has synth eyes or whatever, but I think it's okay. I mean, it's so we know she's a synth, right? I know it doesn't kind of fit, you know, with the idea that she's, you know, supposed to look entirely, well, human. But, I don't know. It's alright. It's alright. Synths are possible to distinguish from humans without checking the internal synth components in their skull. Yeah, I mean... yeah, canonically, it doesn't seem right for her to have synth eyes. But, you know, we're kind of going off scale anyway, I guess. Oh well. Maybe they'll patch it or something. I don't know. There's been, like, when I picked up the mod, it was 3.0. And then I updated it to 3.5, so... who knows? Alright, well, Curie. And I mean, the thing of it is, they made her look entirely like Rarity, you know, and then they just gave her one distinguishing, different look. I don't know. We're like, you know, totally off scale here when it goes to canon. But what is with your? Oh, you got sunglasses on. All right, Curie, we got some stuff we got to do. Maybe there'll be a patch update or something. Oh yeah, you can already see some differences here. Let's check it out. Looks a bit darker, doesn't it? Looks really dark. In fact, it's not as dark as it can be. So, I installed the mod, Darker Nights, and I've got it set on the darkest setting. And this is the reason why I turned character lighting off. One, it's actually for performance. It'll actually boost performance if you turn it off. But two, you can't see these guys in the dark, and it's a bit unsettling. So we come out to the other part of the mod. Another mod I installed.
Hey, you heard of University Point? No? Ain't surprising. The Institute wiped the place off the map.
So, there's one called Pip-Boy Flashlights. It works in VR, but it comes out in a strange place. In fact, it comes out on the bottom of your Pip-Boy where that latch is. And I tried using it, but I had to, like, hold the flashlight like this. And when I did that, it made controlling where I was moving very difficult. So someone actually made a VR version of this mod. And so it's really cool. So it adds a new dimension to the Darker Nights.
What are you looking at?
We've got some stuff we gotta do. We need to actually head back.
The Hotel Rexford's got rooms for rent if you want something more comfortable than a bedroll on the floor.
We actually need to head back to Sanctuary. So yeah, but UV just removed all of the main 6 from the pre-war intro sequence. so it wouldn't conflict with anyone wanting to play as one of them. Okay. So does that mean Lyra and
Like a
Bonbon
bartender? Take your
aren't
troubles someplace else.
in the start? But yeah, look, you can't hardly see anyone. Their eyes are like the only thing visible. And it's gonna change the dynamic a lot, actually. So one thing with Darker Nights is it does affect the enemy's ability to detect you. So if it's dark, they can't see you. In fact, I tested this at one point. I got into a raider fight, and at one point I was crouched down, and a raider walked right in front of me and could not see me until they looked in my direction. I mean, they walked right up to me and just could not find me until they got really, really close. So it does add a neat dimension to it.
Hancock, he runs things here in Goodneighbor. Good man for the job. Fair and brutal.
So we need to head back to Sanctuary, and then you'll really see the summer mod I installed. If it's daylight, if it's night when we get there, you won't see anything. Nope, it's night. Hi, Curie. So you can see there's trees. So it looks really good. I like this. I like how this looks. It'll look a lot better during the day. Do we want to head out? Let's head out at night. This is going to be a bad idea. Looks like it's almost dawn. Yeah, it's getting close to dawn. It's not as... But I mean, look how dark it is. It is getting lighter. Okay, so we took all night to get here. So yeah, I was looking through MLP mods. I saw like other projects you'd worked on, Glacial. I know it said like you weren't working on them anymore, but that's pretty cool. I'm always impressed with modders of all types, whether it's environment, whether it's what's the word? Cosmetic. That's the word. All kinds of stuff. I love it. Oh man, so when I installed conifers, which isn't in here now, and I had it like on maximum trees, there was like, that area around the statue was completely overgrown. There was a tree falling across the road. It looked amazing. And I'll probably use it in my pancake playthrough. But man, it looks so good. It was really good. Oh, one other thing I fixed the scope. As we know, in the beta, let me quick save this actually, because it might go wonky. In the beta, they added scope support, but like you could look down or stick your hand out and automatically scope at this distance. Well, some people figured out how to fix that, so I've made some adjustments, so you actually have to bring it up to my freaking eye. And thank God, because of Darker Nights, I've got night vision on this scope. So I can actually see. You can actually see the flashlight go too. So, but yeah, this is crazy dark. Holy shit! And it's like Curie. She doesn't have the light on her anymore. The character glow. So that's looking good. Hey, Rick. So no Lyra and Bonbon are still there, just not the main 6. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I mean, I didn't play it from this. I didn't use this mod at the start of my playthrough, but I did see the video of Lyra and Bonbon hugging at the start, and I thought that was really cool. Nice little touch. So here's a big issue with Curie having synth eyes. A nice actual scope. Yeah, see, I made an adjustment. I fixed. Well, I don't have the scope up right now, but yeah, I fixed the range on it. So like, there's like 3 things to it. There's angle, there's distance, and there's exit adjustments that I made. So. Man, is it dark? This changes the dynamic. Now I do know there's gonna be raiders up here because they respawned, so I'm gonna turn my light off. So they won't be able to see me because it's so dark, but I won't be able to see them because they're not glowing anymore. So this is different. It is getting lighter though, so it's not as dark as it could be. Oh shit, turn that off. See him? That is them, right?
You should get an umbrella. You don't want to catch a cold, do you?
Kind of continuously saving it in case the mod screws up, but yeah, without that glow, I can't see shit. It does change things so much. I love it. Is that all? There's definitely more of them here. There's no way it's just those two. Oh yeah, there you go. That's a raider. Weapon. I missed. Their eyes glow, but that's fine. Shit. So yeah, they don't know where I'm at. Oh, you know where I'm at,
There is something
bitch.
nearby. Identity unknown.
Why aren't you fighting, Curie?
Remember, to breathe. I keep thinking if I forget to do this, no more Curie. And suddenly, all this excitement we do, there is an element of something new. What if my arm is blown off? It is not so simple to repair this now.
Don't worry. I'll keep you safe.
That makes me feel better. Calm. I will be fine. It is coming to me. Quickly, I hope. Just bear with me. I am sure my research will blossom with this magnificent new hardware.
Okay, yeah, it's turning morning, so it's gonna get light out. I love it that I turned the glow off, because there was one point I was wandering around in the dark, testing things, and I looked off in the distance and I could see one of the characters walking, and I was like, well,
Have you found something interesting?
that takes some of the fun out of it, doesn't it? Man, I wish I could have got Pilgrim installed. The dev of Pilgrim is actually, I think, working on a standalone version that doesn't use an ENB, sorry. Because they actually showed a screenshot of it like 2 days ago. But man, Pilgrim looked good because it makes the world look all kinds of gritty.
What the fuck was that?
Light him up!
There's a lot of you. Woo. Curie. Yeah, she's in it. She's getting in it now. Ow! Fuck you! That was right in the face. What are you doing here? Get away! I've already taken care of this. Get out! Yeah, glad you're here. Goodbye. Another fight going on somewhere.
Surprise assault! Fan out!
Where? Shit, there's synth? What the fuck's the synth doing here? Shit. It is going down. Don't worry, guys. I got it. You guys suck. I mean, I'm not here to tell you how to do your job, but I'm doing it better. That's all I'm saying. Come on, Carrie. Your weird eyes. I know they're not supposed to be that, but... Still looks weird. So by that logic, Sturgis, Madonna, Magnolia, Glory, and all the coursers would have synth eyes as well, which spoils it for people who haven't yet discovered the terminal and institute, as well as completely ruins what public occurrence's storyline. The mayor doesn't actually have the synth eyes, I don't think. The courser does. Well, at least the courser we saw at this in that one flashback scene, I think, definitely looked synth, but so yep, I can snipe again. All is right in the Commonwealth. Yeah, sorry about that. When I get into a fight, it takes me a little bit to look at the chat. Okay, so I am here for a reason. One of the mods I installed placed something that you're supposed to see as you go. Like if you start the mod from the beginning, which they kind of recommend, you'll find this, but since I've already started, I have to come back here to find this thing I'm looking for. Let's sneak, because this place is going to be repopulated. There were two more mods I really wanted to install. One of them...
Please.
It's not dark in here. Really, Curie, now?
What is it?
I owe you so very much, and I do not mean to sound ungrateful. But I fear I am barely holding myself together.
It's all right. I'm here for you.
Thank you. That means so much. Becoming a synth is just so overwhelming. At first it was a struggle just to master basic functioning. How to brush the teeth, how to operate with only two hands, etc. But now I am full of inconsequential thoughts, feelings. How do you do everything with this whirlwind in the head?
I prioritize and tackle what's most important at the time.
That's helpful. You make it look so effortless, like breathing. But for me, it is so hard to focus, to do research, and inspiration is as elusive as ever. I fear I will never contribute anything to the world.
Not all about science. I can't say that.
The world, not so sure. But you've certainly made a difference to me.
More feelings. No words for them. The saving grace in all of this is you. As a robot, I had much appreciation for you. But now, it is deeper. I am still loyal. But now I do this because I want to. Because you are my friend.
What do you think a friend is?
Someone that brings you joy. Good feelings when they are about. Someone you desire to help and make happy. Someone you respect. It is hard to say my feelings about you. You are just a friend, yes?
We could go.
So, just friends? Nothing more
She
than
frowned.
I feel very funny. I must cut this short. My eyes, they are malfunctioning. Adieu.
Do it. So you've guessed a message on the issue. That's cool. I mean, that's fine. I think it looks neat, but I mean, I completely agree that, you know, canonically it doesn't make sense that she would have synth eyes. It does break the canon on that.
Messieurs, enemies have been dispatched.
Took him out quite nicely. Oh, there is another one up there. Careful. I see movement. So without the glow, they are actually much harder to see. The little life bar over them does kind of give you a hint, but... Let's go. One of the mods that I was talking about possibly installing was one called Decay. And what that was it like retextures the feral ghouls. And but apparently there was a sound issue, like occasionally it would randomly crash, I guess due to sound is what they said, and you just have to restart it. And I thought, well, for the sake of streaming, I don't want restarts to have to happen. You could install it manually without the sound, which I may end up doing. And then there was another one to make the mannequins creepy, and I don't know, I'm debating it. There are some seriously spooky mods out there, which I dove into looking into this weekend. A lot of it looked really good, so that's why I've done Darker Nights, because I kind of wanted to kind of creep things up a little bit.
Who? I believe you're supposed to file a police report, yes? And all the little things go in baggies for evidence.
Think you can hide?
You had friends, huh?
Come on out. I'll make it nice and quick. You can trust me.
I don't know if I can. Decay is a great mod. You never had that issue unless the bug is exclusive to the VR version. Mannequins are inherently creepy already. Yeah, I mean, they said it was a rare thing, and I may end up doing it, but I kind of wanted to test the stability on a stream first before I installed it. You know, because I've installed a lot of mods this weekend, so I want to make sure. There's even a creepy follower mod, and I thought, well, how far down the lore-breaking realm do we want to go?
Over there?
Be careful. Violent engagements can result in a variety of injuries. I suppose we should dispatch them.
Ooh, it was coming. Night vision pipe rifle. We don't need it. A bit of screen tearing in here. That's a bit strange. Here's what I'm here for. We'll find out what these are in a second if you don't know what they are already. So City Manager 2078 holotape. I have installed Sim Settlements with the Rise of the Commonwealth upgrade. So let's see. Good boy found, loading, verifying. You can now build city's own plots on your settlement, which settlers will build on. Each requires an ASM sensor, so we've got that. So here we go. Alright. Mod has tons of options you play with. If you like to run the configuration setup wizard. Do we want to do this? Yeah, sure. Let's go ahead and start with it. So each question you like to change your answers. We can do it later. Yeah. I think we want to go with this one. I'll explain this later. I think we want to go this one. Building exactly the things I want without stressing too much about what the city needs. Go with this. We can always change these things later. Let some settlements do everything. Handle idle settlers only. We'll just let them do everything. Let me choose the upgrade paths. Wait for my approval to upgrades. Definitely. Would you like to see upgrade handled? I'll see the results when I get there. I want to see it happen. Wait for my approval. Yes. You'll be notified when things happen to someone. I want to know everything. I only care about buildings, finished construction. Okay. You'll see why this one, because notifications, it'll start notifying me of a lot of things. We'll go with everything for now. So now we'll go back to Sanctuary and get this thing started. I need to do some configuring a bit because I know something that will crash this version. But it's like tabletop 80%. Is there such a thing as a tabletop system that cannot be taken advantage of? There's no game out there that you can't take advantage of. I mean, yeah, you know, see both sides of it when it comes to like the mod and how things look. You know, I mean, ponies were breaking lore, but you know, at the same time, you want to keep things consistent, I guess. I mean, you could argue that we're just, you know, this is Equestria or whatever, you know, right? That ponies always existed, and therefore, under that premise, you know, if you started out, ponies were a thing, yada yada yada, that you would still want that consistency. I think it broke my weapon, didn't it? I have to load. I think I have to reload zone for my weapon to show up. I remember that being an issue with the mod, because I think, yeah, my gun's still there. I think when we go outside, that'll fix. So Sim Settlements, if you don't know, it's a really neat mod that kind of actually gives you incentive to deal with your settlements. My gun back yet is. Because one thing about settlements we all know is that while they're fun to build, after a while they can be annoying, or you build them and walk away and there's no incentive, which is fair enough because Bethesda did say that, you know, with both weapon, armor, upgrade systems, and settlements, you could take them or leave them. You know, they didn't want to require you to have to do it. So, but what Sim Settlements does is it kind of gives you incentive to build, plus it lets Sims kind of do some of the labor themselves. We'll get to a settlement and I'll kind of show you some of the stuff that it does. And so basically what you can do is you'll set plots down, settlers will move in, and they'll, if their needs are met, they'll upgrade. And it's kind of, with all the kind of options, you can be as hands-on, micromanage if you want, or you can be hands-off. One of the things the mod wanted was a certain type of HUD, which makes managing them a little bit easier. It doesn't work in VR, obviously, but the mod itself works fine. Now, the expansion, Rise of the Commonwealth, lets them pretty much do all the building themselves. They'll like build an entire city based on everything. But we can start here and kind of show kind of some of the things because we're in a settlement zone. But I thought, you know what? Because I've been avoiding settlements this time around just because I didn't want to have to run back, deal with them and all that. But we'll go in. So it's under special. So residential plot. So we have all these different plots now that you plop down. So where the arrow is where they move. That pole, if you have power, you power the pole. And then when a settler comes, they'll actually build the location, you you have different kinds of residential plots. Concrete, you know, residential, agricultural plots, commercial plots, different types of those. Interiors, oh yeah, so there's a new thing. I don't know if Rise of the Commonwealth was the one that added it, but you could actually do interior plots, because normally, you know, so you can build inside buildings and whatnot. And you can actually build your own buildings and then snap an interior plot to it. Industrial plots. Interior industrial, martial plot, that's your defense. Recreational plots, because you gotta keep them happy. And yeah, so those are the plots this mod kind of deals with. But Rise of the Commonwealth does a bit more. So there are expansions to this. There's like the Industrial Revolution, which I didn't install. And then there's add-ons. I mean, the person that made this mod was very, very into making it as open-ended as possible. But we're finally gonna deal with settlements, guys, and it'll be fun. Man, I do like the green. I like the trees. It makes sense. You know, 200 years later, why wouldn't there be green? I mean, I've got a whole discussion on how and why and all this, and I'll do it once we kind of get started, once I have a moment, on why this mod kind of makes sense. The summer mod makes sense, but we've got this mod to look into. Right, let's do a solid. Carla! Carla, your Brahmin's doing it again. How'd you get your Brahmin on the roof? Frame rate looks a bit dodgy, doesn't it? Or does it? Again, let me know if the frame rate looks dodgy. You have to let me know. I can retoggle things. Right. Let's see, what do I need to do? First I need to change some settings, because otherwise things are going to break. So it adds a kind of a quest thing so you can track things. Let's see, it's in miscellaneous. I think it's under City Manager Holotape. Here we go. So you get all kinds of options. Now, one thing we definitely want to turn on. Let's see, what's under performance? Threading, detailed models, extra lights, clutters, fine animated. Visual, maybe this is it. Cinematic wide shots. Okay, we definitely have to turn this off. Cinematic mode actually works, but in VR it froze my game. So basically when you go into cinematic mode, when the building starts happening, you actually get an aerial view to see what happens, and it's very weird because when I tested it out, I was just standing here and suddenly I took off like Superman into the sky. And then it like halfway through froze the game, so I had to turn off cinematic view. City marker objects hidden. Motion effects, mailbox that are shown. Somewhere I'm supposed to be able to turn some immersion. No factions, martial tech requirement, realistic build times. So realistic build times, when your city goes to upgrade, it takes 10 days, and some people wanted it a bit longer. Visitors, job requirements. I gotta find where these options are. I think I've got this on medium difficulty. Supply cost, dynamic needs. Maintenance cost. Maintenance cost is if you have like turrets and water pumps. You actually have to spend caps to maintain them. By default, that's off, and that's fine. Is it under city building? Cinematic mode. Here, yeah, we have to turn that off, otherwise things are gonna break. Cinematic mode camera. Time. Okay, I think we've got a lot of the options tackled here. So we should be okay. Save it again. There we go. Alright, so we're gonna have our settlers build their own city. I'm not gonna do it. They're gonna do it. So, let's see, it's not in there. It's under crafting, I think. Crafting, here we go. Yes. Here we go. City Planner's Desk. I'll just plonk that there. It doesn't matter where you plonk it, because they'll move it later when we do this.
Looking forward to that chair. You're so kind, helping me like this.
So yeah, notice Mama Murphy. She's actually kind of wrinkled. I like that detail that they've... Again, it's a detail. It's a detail you guys add to these mods, which is amazing. Alright. So, let's see. Restoring the Commonwealth as city plans allowed. Nope, I got it. Alright, so one of the first things we have to do is if they're going to build their own city, we need somebody to run this town. And so, you can pick who does it. It has to be your companions, other mods, plugins. I think you can have other NPCs do it. Let's see. So we want to assign a city leader. So it's searching to see who's available. Codsworth, we don't use Codsworth right now, so let's go ahead and make him the leader of this town. So now he'll manage some things. So the cities have a leader. They can start building their own town. They will start by scrapping everything in the settlement and begin building anew. You can always start later by selecting a plan. Yeah, I want them to start. So they're going to set down the plans of what the city is going to be. We might get a little bit of lag here that happens. It'll take a little bit. So they're going to set down the zone of the city they're going to build. Hey, Carla. Now, one thing that happens is if you've come into an area and you scrapped something that they use, they will put it back.
The influx of data is hard to process.
Which is neat.
Apologies if sometimes I make little sense. I will work on this.
Starting it? Oh yeah, the desk moved. Okay, they've moved the desk. Nope, the trees are coming back. So yeah, now you can see they're starting to build. This is... And you'll see all the stuff pop up in the hood. So this is like what they call city level 0. This is where they're... Start, Carla. Alright, sorry, I'll back away. You can walk on. And then once they've built this, you can add anything you want. Should we put that house back? It's not done yet. But once they've done the base layout, there's the house. See, they put it back. And then you can actually, once they've done the layout, you can put anything down you want and they won't scrap it. Alright, so the citizens are now starting to build stuff. So they're gonna build their own little places to live. So it's really cool. Citizens started structuring a farm, so they're putting farms down. And you can turn all these notifications off. You can, that's one of the things the mod developer wanted you to have, to finish building a house. So we can actually go in and look. Now, the standard HUD isn't actually all the stats. So you can see there's already a bed. Food looks a bit strange. Water looks a bit strange. This HUD doesn't entirely work. There is, for the pancake version, there's another HUD mod that actually tells you some stats a bit better. You don't have to have it if you kind of can guess what they need. But, some of the stats are actually correct. So, like, there's one bed right now as they're working on constructing things. Shelter beds for sanctuary settlers at 20%. So someone else is building some beds somewhere. So this is setting up security. So there's security coming down. So there's defense of 7. Looks like. So they're doing stuff. Oh yeah, see the food went up to 1. So they've gotten a garden plot down. So they're doing stuff on their own. And there is a hands-on element to it that we'll get to. So yeah, this is pretty cool so far. I love the fact that you could do this. So we can explore around, kind of see what they're going to be building. So you can see how, like, why they've added this house back, because they actually incorporate this build. And, so yeah, there's all kinds of plugins. You know, people have made add-ons to this mod. I don't know about power. I don't think I have to supply power, because somehow that beacon is working. Even though it doesn't have power. Somehow that beacon's working. So they moved my desk. They moved it in here. There's a little quest tracker thing you can add if you don't know where they moved it. So it's here. So they're providing clean water. They're doing water, I guess, somehow. So building plans you can configure if you download building plans. There's also supplies. So I can help them out. And in fact, I do need to help them out a bit. Certain cities that they build won't have all the supplies they need, so you have to set up, you know, trade routes from, like, say, another city that's got farming, if this one needs food and water. Now, they don't take from your workbench, I don't think. No, they don't take from your workbench. And they won't gain... Now, they'll collect scrap on their own to kind of slowly build, but you can help them out, so you can see right there, you know, scrap collected, upgrade scrap is at 0%. They will do it on their own, but you can speed things up. To help them with defense, you need to provide them with weapons and armor. Doesn't matter what kind, but once you donate it to them, it's gone. So don't put your favorite weapon in there. Once it goes in, it's theirs, and it doesn't actually attribute. So if I just dumped a bunch of fat men in there, everyone out there won't have fat men. It's just a generic thing. If I want to boost their happiness, I have to put drugs and booze in there. And then, of course, I can give them water and food, I think up to 3 days worth. But I don't think I have any supplies. I should have grabbed weapons when I was killing those raiders. So yeah, they're doing their own thing. And, this tree is in the way. I can scrap that tree now. By default, without the summer mod, that tree is just a trunk. So this tree actually looks a bit weird. I can actually scrap it now, though. So this is actually, yeah, a Marshall plot interior. So this is where their defense is happening. I wonder who's doing it. Can we see who's? We can find out later. Building sheltered beds. Okay, so they're building stuff. God, I do love the summer mod. It looks great.
Hope this rain lets up soon.
I do too, because it is causing some frame rate dips. So they finished another farm. So this mod is really neat. They've scrapped all these houses out here. I think they made an interior plot in here, haven't they? No, they haven't yet. Okay. So we'll go check out a farm. These farms are cool. So this is a farm plot right here. And there's a chicken! I can't really see it because of the tree. There's another one over here. Look at this. It's a chicken.
Humanity is so resilient.
And it's like got almost no feathers.
Despite all of this, it is the duty of us all to further that survival.
That's true, Curie. So every farm plot has its own chicken. Oh, it's so neat. I love this. Of course, Carla's cow is still on the roof. Now they've added some farm plots inside as well. I noticed. As I know there's some in here. They've done interior farming. Yeah, look. They got stuff growing in. Oh, they haven't done this one yet. They're supposed to be. Oh yeah, see, for rent, agriculture plot interior. So they'll eventually build this farm plot in here. Given time. Now, I actually think I've got some stuff. Yeah, I've still got stuff in here. So we could give them a bunch of junk. So let's do that. Like these old pistols. That'll actually help their defense. 10mm was equipped. I didn't want to equip it. But yeah, let's give him some junk. Which is that way? Wait, there's 3.
There's a use to that. I'll eat my hat.
You don't have a hat, Codsworth. Let's see. Now, hilariously, it does auto-assign. Now, you can, again, tweak it. You can assign who does what on your own. But you can also have auto-assign. I've got them set to auto-assign. Now, hilariously... Okay, she's assigned to food. What was hilarious when I was testing this mod, it had her assigned to defense. I thought...
Speak up.
I thought, man, Mama Murphy.
Thinking how wonderful it'd be to get out of this infernal rain.
Mama Murphy running the defense of this little town. Man, definitely seems like a cool mod. You like the idea of deepening the mechanics for settlements. Yeah, that was exactly the intent behind it. A lot of people, see, the thing of it is, when I was looking at discussion boards for Fallout VR, when people were asking about certain mods, a lot of people were asking about sim settlements, and I was like, well, what the heck is sim settlements? And I'm glad I checked it out, because it's really cool. I don't understand all of it. There are little bits I don't quite get. But there's just a lot, so I'm going to give them these for defense. That cedar baseball bat's mine. Don't want to give them that, that's mine. So yeah, once I've given them stuff, once I close this menu, this stuff is theirs. I don't get it back. So don't toss your favorite weapon in here. But that should help their defense rating if I give them that. I can give them food.